Plaintiff Inez Griffin says she asked her husband to leave after a big blowout, but never expected he'd disappear with her entire stimulus check and the family car. She's suing for $2,000. Defendant Herman Griffin says his wife tossed him out, so he took what he believes is his. This is what she wanted. She needs to deal with it.
You're suing your husband, so what is this about?
First off, I've been married for 18 years to Mr. Griffin here, and I'm here because he accessed some stimulus money that belonged to me and took it and didn't make it available to me. So I'm here to get that money back along with a vehicle that is in both of our names that he's illegally possessing.
Let's deal first with the stimulus checks. What particularly happened?
Okay, April of 2020, Mr. Griffin and I had a misunderstanding, and I asked him to exit based on the way he was dealing with me, talking with me, and he basically disappeared. He slipped out the door, taking our car with him, and he disappeared.
When you say our car, is
a car that we mutually own together.
Okay, so it's in both your names?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
And I haven't seen Mr. Griffin in 14 months.
Where did you move to?
Basically, I was here and there.
Out of town, out of state?
I was in the same state. Basically, I was still in the same community. I was in the community.
Even in the same community?
Yeah.
He abandoned our marriage.
Yes.
He abandoned me.
Yeah.
Left me for dead. I didn't know where he was. I looked for him feverishly. He changed his phone number 3 times. He blocked me from all his social media. And no matter what I did to try to find him, I could not.
Basically, that was because of things that was being said on there.
You're in a fight or an argument, but 18 years together, and you just bolted and didn't let her know.
left me for dead, yes.
I did not bolt. She asked me to leave.
Okay, so you walked out the door.
I go out the house.
Yeah, that's less than a bolt. But it's okay.
I didn't just leave. I just didn't abandon her.
After 18 years, you only 2 or 3 times in touch with her?
My mom was dying.
Sorry.
I was under a lot of stress.
Basically, he abandoned the marriage. That's basically what it was at the end of the day, because I was like at the scene of the crime, so to speak, because I was home trying to keep the household together, keep myself together, take care of myself. So the issue in question is money that was given from the government.
Yes, the IRS
was given to him as well as me, but unfortunately, he accessed mine and his based on an old tax return. I didn't have an opportunity to get my information separated from him when I found out he wasn't going to return. But no matter how hard I tried, by the time I did, he had already accessed the money and kept all of it.
I assume you filed taxes jointly.
I filed separately, but unfortunately, when I did, it was too late to update the information separately from him. The payments had already gone out. Or they would have sent a separate payment to my bank account.
So basically, your argument there is with the IRS. They sent out, based on the last information they had of you two as a married couple, that you filed jointly. So they had both your names, and so when the IRS sent you a check...
It was deposited in an account that I was a third party to and didn't have access. Only he had access.
Okay, so it was deposited...
I only received my part, sir. I don't understand.
Well, wait, the deposit was in both your names.
Correct.
Right, but it was in my account.
Yeah, but if it was in both
I don't know
your
if the
names,
account was in my name. I don't know about the check. I only received my portion. I don't know.
I provided the court with the documents that proves that it went into an account, that the rush card that was attached to that account I didn't have access to, but the tax account was in both of our names because the tax account that was filed was both of ours.
Your argument is with the IRS.
Well, I spoke to the IRS.
Morally, you should be giving her half the money, right? It's half her money. Look, a lot of couples are going through this. This is not an unusual problem.
There was a first initial deposit of $2,400 that we did communicably and amicably split. So he's very aware that these other 2 payments were supposed to be split as well.
All I have knowledge of is the one portion of that money. That's all I have knowledge of. Now, I couldn't go back
Whatever money was put in, though, is for both of you, not for just you.
I have emails where he acknowledges that money and that money belongs to me. If you look at Exhibit B, he talks about something about the my credit that he made good or so forth, whatever. And in Exhibit C, it talks about just getting the money that belongs to me that should be accessed on my behalf. Exhibit D, he's talking about. He says all I see is you falsely get some money, which is no matter than what, $2,000. I pay you and move on. You got to ask yourself in the court, was I in my right mind? Of course you were. You knew that the money belonged to me.
Okay.
Evidence is that.
Okay, on the car, which it's in both your names, you have the car, right?
Yes.
Right.
Okay, you're driving the car, right?
Right.
You should get her name off the title.
That's what I'm trying to do now, sir.
Okay.
Technically, he's called what's called illegally possessing it.
I'm
Because I
illegal-
have
I don't understand
100% rights to that car, just like he does. But because he's hiding and I don't know where he
If
is,
the police-
I'm
No,
not in a
let me ask you-
position
Sir,
to
hang on.
chase somebody down and find a car.
Sir.
So he's got
Sir.
the car. He stole my stimulus money. He gets everything.
The plates are in my name.
Yes, but what about her name? It's on
Her name is on the registration.
Listen, my name
Okay.
is on the registration,
Okay,
the title,
I make the payments for the
finance.
car. I don't-
Listen, Judge Jerry,
I
I
don't care.
have been speaking
I don't
for
care.
14
I
months
don't care.
consecutively
I don't
with the
care.
finance company, going back and forward with them
Okay.
about him with
What
this
payments
car.
have you paid on the
But
car?
it's- but
What
it's a-
payments have you paid in the car?
But
what payments
because
have you paid on the car?
Hang on.
Excuse me, this car was purchased in 2018.
Sir, remain at the stand.
All right.
This car was purchased in 2018. We were together for the first 2 years or so. I drove him to work every day. We both rode the car. The night on April 12th, 2020, when he disappeared, he took the car with him. And then, like I said, when the stimulus payments came out, it went into the joint tax return, and he just took it all.
Here is where the hang-up is. Under the law, you're still a married couple, and a dispute of a married couple as to who gets what belongs in a family court.
I spoke with the IRS, and they told me my only recourse was to file a civil suit.
I agree, but not in this court. Listen to me. I'm trying to help you. I am going to give a decision, what they call without prejudice, which is not going to stop you from going to a court which has the authority to change where that check goes to.
But I was in the household holding down the bills and trying to care for myself. I'm chronically ill and I'm disabled and I needed that money. At the height of the pandemic, he walks out and abandons me. That money was to help me, not to solely help him. He took everything. My rent is behind, my utilities are behind. I need that money.
Okay, on that issue,
She asked me to leave. I did not walk out.
That's a fight you're having. That's a separate issue.
Okay.
On you know that half that money that is in dispute here was supposed to be for her. So the right thing to do is to man up and give her half that money. However, this court does not have the jurisdiction to make sure the money goes to you. You have a dispute in this marriage. Whether you decide to separate, whether you decide to divorce, whether your marital assets should be split up. This is just like any other marital asset you have. The courts have to decide how it's going to be split up if you can't reach an agreement. How do you feel when you see her crying like this? Is your wife of 18 years.
I feel bad, but I doesn't have the money. I don't have it.
I can't order you to do it because you have to go to the right court to do it. Bring it to family court
That's
in
all
your
right, Herman.
county.
I'll get my money. I'm going to take it to the right court.
Dismissed without prejudice. Hey YouTube, thanks for watching. For more Judge Jerry, click here. For more Jerry Springer, click here.